Suzuki community, you know who it's me. I'm not even going to tell you my name. You're watching the video, you know. There's a crisis in the Suzuki cult, and it's over these mechanical pumps. We've been experiencing this. We've tried a bunch of different ones, and I'm just going to say I think Carter is our best bet as far as what quality's left available. Yeah, it's still made in China, but they are less expensive than, say, Napa and AutoZone and O'Reilly's, and they're all making the same mistake. The lever, compared to a factory fuel pump, is much higher. Now, I want you to know I already measured these with the caliper. This one here is 790. That's 0.790 for you novices. And this one here is 660, 0.660. So that's 130 thousandths difference. Now, what's happening with the fuel rod, that we have genuine fuel rods here, and I have the measurement for that also. It's 2.150. I just know that, like I know a lot of other things about the Suzukis. But anyways, what's happening, because the lever's up higher, when you first put this in, the cam is pushing the rod and bending these levers. It destroys them immediately. You can't use them. They don't pump fuel. So I've already heard some of the people saying out there, well, just cut the rod. If you're going to cut the rod, it's a hit and miss, but the number's 130. That's 0.130, a little bit more than 1/8 of an inch. So why don't you just say 1/8 of an inch. If you cut 1/8 of an inch off, you've cut through the hard of the pin. And so what we're going to want you to do is put the hard part in the hole that goes right up here to the cam and put the soft part on the lever. That should work. What we're working on is finding the right spacer. There's already spacers for fuel pumps. Ford, Suzuki, Ford, General Motors, Ford, all kind of them have spacers. So we are playing right now here at Zuk's Off-Road with different spacers to see if we can solve this problem. So I'm not a big fan of cutting a hardened rod and then putting the soft part out. It is going to wear out a lot faster. So that is an issue. You're going to have metal inside your oil. This drains into the engine. And you hope that the filter is going to pick that up. But in the meantime, if you are cutting the rod and not using a spacer, that's 1/8 of an inch. Just keep that soft part out there. This is a crisis. Hopefully we'll get an answer to this. I'm not a big fan of electric pumps. If you run an electric pump, I will ask you to do it the way I do it, and that means you're going to have to text me for me to send you a picture. I'll explain it. I go from, when I do electric pumps, because I've been doing it for 20 years with the Harley-Davidson and now the Mikuni systems on 1.6s, you have a low volume electric pump that is pre-filtered, so it goes through a filter first, then it goes out to a Napa 3040, that is a splitter filter, so you can return the fuel back to the tank. And then, of course, you'll put that up to the engine compartment, you'll use a regulator, and that regulator will just trickle fuel in. You cannot, well, you can, but you'll ruin your motor. You can't run an electric pump to a carburetor. It's going to blow through. Where's that extra gas going to go? It's going to go in the cylinder, run down the cylinder, wash it out, get in the oil. Now your oil's going to be too thin. You're ruining your motors when you put, and I apologize, you're ruining your engines. Motors are electric and engines are, of course, internal combustion. They don't call it an internal combustion motor, it's an engine. The last thing I want to tell you, the return line, because again, the picture's going to explain it better than I am. The return line to the tank has to have some restriction on it because those splitters for the fuel, they're going to evenly flow. And if it evenly flows and it's go easier to the tank, you're going to need to restrict that a little bit so you get more of that going to the engine. So I appreciate you very much, Suzuki Cult, and I ask you to subscribe if you haven't. Somewhere around here there's going to be a button. Hit the notification button. You can see we're making these videos constantly. We're pushing towards 200, and then next year, you know, maybe we'll have another 50. Anyways, thanks for watching the channel. Go wheeling, be safe, have fun. Talk to you later. Bye.